Hey everybody, it's day 4. Welcome to Transition to Telehealth, day 4. So do you like my title? I'm going to give you a brief glimpse of the title progression. It went from weekly wrap-up to wrap-up and request for support, ugly cry and wrap-up, coronavirus and confirmation bias, hashtag opt-in. So how did I end up on ugly cry, COVID-19, ABA, essential, critical, necessary, and oh, I really need your support. Let me explain. When I was thinking about, all right, I've done 3 of these, how best can I wrap them up, right? So can I try to tie things together? What would be the highlights if I want to tie it together? And do I want to tie it together? And do I even want to do another episode? And I realized I have to be real with you guys and be like, oh, that is where I found myself. And it wasn't just, should I or can I? It was, do I want to, right? And it made me ask myself, all right, what do I really want to say? And my immediate thought was this ugly crying rant that I did. And don't worry, if you didn't read it, you don't need to know the context. That's not my point, all right? But I did an ugly crying semi-little rant a few weeks ago, and after I posted it, there were 3 groups that emerged. And one was, I hear you and thank you. One was, I made the best choice, or you made the best choice, how you? Okay. And one was sending unconditional love and support, and clearly potentially slightly concerned for my psychological well-being, right? I was actually talking to group 1. I was talking to the I hear you and thank you group, but I appreciated the experience because it made me have to reflect on, okay, was my behavior actually more influenced by those that reacted in the second or the 3rd group? And since that ugly crying rant, I have definitely been relatively quickly escalating and pushing out more of this like mishmash of social media content. And so why did I end this title with saying, oh, and I really need your support, is another title that I pondered was, can someone please give me some feedback? Like, please, I actually really need it. And I actually mean it, right? So please, guys, comment, like, share, subscribe, and let me know, because I'm going to take a little break and I need to hear back from you guys, because I'm happy to do one a day, and this one's going to be like a couple more minutes, because I figured I would do a plea here and be honest in that title. So that's what I'm doing. And another title that I had, honestly, was the Tricare Report and Shitty Services and now Telehealth. Yep, that was another title. Let me be clear, I'm not going to get into the Tricare Report, and although I appreciate that people's initial reaction to that report was to point out flaws about the report, potentially it wasn't enough intensity in service hours, potentially there was a lack of caregiver training and participation, maybe it's a fact of the that Tricare doesn't support telehealth, and it was military families, and therefore they were moving a lot and having to have changes in supervisors. And so I thought of the title Tricare, Shitty Services, and Telehealth because I feel like I was the only one that when I saw that, I agree with all of those analyses, but what if there's a percentage of the people who were doing poorly that was due to inadequate service provision? And even if it's a small percentage, I think we should still be concerned. And does anyone have any concerns about telehealth right now too? So if we were already facing concerns about high quality ABA service prevention, wow, I am tired, service delivery, and now we're talking about moving into telehealth, I think we need to get very focused on ensuring that we're doing everything we can to protect the quality of ABA service delivery. So when I thought to myself, do I want to do an episode? And then I thought, if so, what do I want to say? That was one major thought that came to me. And I think the next thing that I thought was, I want to say, guys, it's right now is the time to opt into ABA, opt in to protect ABA, and you're doing it for now, and you're doing it for the future. Because I'm gonna wrap up right now, guys. The ugly rant that I immediately thought of when I was asking myself whether I want to do another episode was actually a plea to my colleagues to avoid the fundamental attribution error. And I was saying it because I thought there was some potential long-term negative effects and long-term negative impact of some statements that people were saying that they had limited information about. So there was one last title to this little wrap-up episode / plea for support, which is really asking for your feedback and comments and letting me know if I should keep pushing these out there or not. I really appreciate it, guys. The last title was first fundamental attribution error, which was the ugly crying rant. Now, confirmation bias? Okay, my last comment here in closing is, guys, can you please make sure that you're avoiding both the fundamental attribution error and confirmation bias, especially the latter, because if you don't avoid it, you could be serving to ameliorate millions of invested hours of volunteerism, advocacy, legislative efforts, and, you know, this little thing that we call the evidence-based foundation that supports academics, practitioners, those whom we're fortunate enough to support, our students, our clients, their related circles of support. You know, that industry that's 100% based on alleviating human suffering. So for those of you that are currently experiencing disruptions in services, I'll give you one little data point, all right? I know that there's been an increase in hospitalizations in the last few days for individuals that have been receiving ABA services, and we're experiencing disruption in those services. So, and those hospitalizations are due to the severity of their problem behavior. So my final title, let's choose to opt in for ABA. If you don't, you're forcing an opt-out approach to so many people in need and so many people that are providing services and support. So that is my transition to telehealth. Not much to do with telehealth other than, whoa, we really need to be looking at the big picture, guys. And if you liked my other transition to telehealth topics, let me know, because I really did mean the last part of it. I really do need your support right now. I'm happy to do it. It doesn't take a lot of time, but we're all pretty busy right now. So give me the feedback, guys. I really mean it. Thanks, everyone.